Alright, so shout out to Colasal in the comment section for suggesting Pangaea Logistics as a stock for me to take a look at. Interesting company, US based maritime transportation company, so they're doing bulk shipping. And as you will see, the stock price has gone absolutely bananas in the last 5 years, specifically since the whole pandemic thing, where the price of bulk shipping absolutely exploded. However, as of recent time, the prices of bulk shipping is back to pre-pandemic levels. It's more normal. Let's take a quick look at stock price, some of the financials, and then for a more long-term perspective, we will take a look at the fleet. The average length of a bulk carrier's life is about 20 years from construction to being scrapped. So it will be interesting to see how old their fleet. We're doing classical old market research here. So as you can see, absolutely crushed it the latest 5 years here. We had this pandemic dip here in 2020 where it was trading at $1 something, and today it's trading at $7 a share. In terms of financials, this company is indeed profitable, and in terms of valuation, prices are terrific, they're great. The price to earnings is fantastic, and they're also paying out dividend yield that is supported by profits from operations. We can take a look at the revenue for some of the earlier quarters here. We were still more in the whole crisis of logistics. We can see that revenue grew by more than 100% for this quarter on a year-over-year basis here, December 2021. The company was indeed profitable, 0.34 cents per share. And then we can see that profits grew as well as revenue grew for the next quarter. And then here in June 2022, we can see 0.56 cents per share. So profits just grew and grew, and the same with revenue. However, for the latest quarter, we can see that revenue is down and earnings per share is also down. And this is due to the normalization of the prices of bulk shipping. And interestingly, if we take a look at the fleet here, we can talk a bit about the short-term perspective here actually. If we think short-term, well, then we had this massive build-up here with a extremely bullish cycle for all maritime companies. And if we take a look at high-yielding companies with great price-to-earnings ratio in a stock screener such as Macrotrends, then we will see that maritime transportation companies is one of the big three in terms of vertical that will show up there. And in terms of short-term outlook, it's possible that the sector will continue to perform okay. However, it's also statistically likely that they will perform slightly worse than the market average due to this huge bull run that's been in recent times. So big congratulations to investors in this sector. Clearly an interesting company. Price to earnings below 4, and as well as a dividend yield here of 5.7 right now. Now, in terms of short-term perspective, we can see that there's a clear risk with the stock price going so much higher. However, this is also a small cap company, so this is a mixed signal. The company has the potential to outperform since they're small cap, they're agile, and they don't have as much red tape to take smart business decisions. It's hard to scale in shipping. However, they can maybe change some routes, change some contracts. It's an interesting company for sure. It has a lot of knockout potential. And in terms of a more long-term analysis, we can see here that they have some older ships, such as the Bulk Freedom here, the Supermax ship from 2005. So this is an older ship at the end of its lifespan, most likely. And then they also have some newer ships here in the fleet. We can see that it's a mix, although a lot of these ships are a bit old indeed. For the Ultramax vessels here, we can see that they are a younger fleet. Bulk Courageous Panama. Some good looking ships. And then as well as the Panamax vessels here, we can see a bit more mixed ages on them. Some older, some newer ships. They come with repairs. There tend to be a few costs associated with that as well. I remember looking into liquid neutral gas carriers before, and they tend to communicate this in press releases as well. And then they have some newer ships here built in Guangzhou, so the shipyard international here. Interesting, a mixed bag when it comes to the ships, the ages. There will be some of the ships that are scrapped. I look at ownership. Some of the ships were fully owned, some of the ships were a partnership. That's common for this sector. Clearly interesting stocks. In terms of if I'm bullish or bearish, I'm getting a lot of mixed signals for this stock, and I have a hard time to make up my mind on what direction I think is feasible. As with most stocks that I look at, it's very seldom that I actually get a stock that I see, wow, this is gonna be a clear knockout stock, this is gonna be a banger. Most of the time there's a lot of mixed signals, and I think in 10 years I've only seen 4 stocks where I was having, seeing all the risk reward ratios line up and the potential. And in terms of this, I think it's very hard to say. But one thing's for sure, I hope that the investors make a ton of money. Alright, that's been it. Taking a look at Pangaea Logistics Solutions today. As always, take care.